And today we are talking to an exciting entrepreneur, someone I've known for a number of years. She's been in my business network for a while. I admire her so much. She's got so much resilience and just so much chutzpah. I feel like she's a kindred sister in business. And I can't wait for us to share with Yashmita. But before I do, I think it would probably be a good idea to let you know about her business. So Nika Technologies, when you open their website, it says bringing EQ into AI. And already that gets me very excited because it shows that they have this value system of combining the human element with the technology element. And so Nika Technology Group focuses on bringing the digital future to both the private and public sectors, locally and globally. Now, I love their values. It spells out RAISE, relationship, authenticity, impact, synergy, and expansion. Now, before I get the CEO of Nika Technologies, Yashmita Bhana, to tell us about herself, I must just tell you that this is an award-winning, highly accredited business. They have had multiple awards and recognitions for the work that they do in the IT space. Small Business of the Year award. Yashmita herself holds a master's degree in engineering from Wits University and a master's in administration MBA from Gibbs. She's got over 20 years experience in ICT and engineering. So your business would be in good hands if you brought it to her. She's also certified in various project methodologies. Now, she was not only the winner of Entrepreneur in 2016, but something recently happened with Microsoft, which I'm going to ask her to explain, which really is a feather in the cap for a business like this. She's been nominated for the Standard Bank Top Woman in Business Award and Most Gendered Empowered SMME. She just is an incredible person who's really led her team through a huge disruption. And with a passion for improvement of education in South Africa, Yashmita consults to the Department of Basic Education as well. And she is a big supporter of and a unique interest in inclusion, specifically how it relates to children with disabilities. So I know I'm not even doing justice to the introduction I've just given you, but I am going to give you just like a couple of minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, Yashmita, to tell us about you. Tell us, who is Yashmita Bhana?
God, Dashan, when I listen to everything that you said, I'm wondering who you're talking about, because can that possibly be me? I was saying to my team, if you see what I have down below my jacket, I actually have the jeans and the techies on, and that's how I show up for work every day, and that's how I actually show up at meetings as well, because really that's who I am. I try to bring of myself to this business, which is like totally real. This is who I am. I show up as me. I was just told by one of my team members, remember not to swear in your interview because I have a foul mouth with my time in the mine when I was busy building dams for mines. So I brought that foul mouth into my business as well, but they're all used to me here. But really, that's what I am. I feel that because I just bring of myself totally real, totally authentic, it works, and that's exactly how I manage my team as well. So yes, personally, I have 3 kids. I'm married. One child specifically, she has brought something into our lives that we have. This is why we have such a keen interest in education now. She's a special needs child. So she has a foundation in her name, and with that foundation, we teach children from underprivileged communities digital skills. In fact, we partnered with a company that make IoT devices, and one of those devices has actually gone onto a spaceship now, and it's up in space somewhere.
Wow.
So, yeah, so we're very excited about that project. So really, that's me, a mom of 3, married, running a growing business, and really enjoying it.
Yes.
Really.
And I think that's so exciting about the SMME space is I come across so many women who have to juggle all these things and still, I mean, in your case, coming out with incredible acknowledgement through your awards and nominations and all these things. Now, the thing that I wanted to talk about, your new Microsoft news, tell us about that.
Okay, so we're very excited about that. So we're on a journey with Microsoft, and they're a global company. And we've just recently, I think it's fresh news, it's probably like 2 weeks old now, where we've become Microsoft Gold partners, which is a huge, huge achievement for us.
Absolutely, and congratulations.
Yeah, so I'm very, very excited about that. But what that does, it not only gives us a certain amount of accolades, but it tells our customers that we have reached a certain level of certification that can develop solutions to improve their businesses. So,
Right.
and never mind the support that we get from Microsoft as well. So we're very, very proud of that.
That is amazing and well done. Now, I've had the privilege of meeting members of your team and, just in the business journey, chatting to you on a number of occasions. And I really must say, I'm so impressed with your dedication, with your hard work, with your discipline, and how you bring heart to all of it, because that's really what we're going to be discussing today is, the business still comprises of people, right? So I'm going to start sort of launching into our questions and really just the framework is to find out what's going on, how people have responded to COVID and the pandemic, remote work, all of that, any kind of new ideas that you've come up with in terms of people management, and just any kind of advice you might want to share and so on. So I'm going to launch straight into the questions. And my question one today is, what has been your greatest challenge since the pandemic started?
So as a business, we are very used to working remotely. I mean, where we are, we have an office, a head office, but I have teams sitting in Eastern Cape, in Cape Town, in KZN, in the Northwest. So we've always been used to this kind of remote type of work. But this period has amplified that because now the remote teams were separated as well. So very, very quickly, I mean, when we got into level 3 most recently, and I asked the question, do you guys want to come back to the office? I was surprised that everybody wanted to come back to the office. And it's simply because people were missing that human connection.
Right.
And as a development ICT company, we get a lot of value of just huddling around a whiteboard and penning down some ideas. It's not the same on screen. So that has been a little bit difficult for us because we find being together actually stimulates creativity, actually stimulates ideas. So we had to find a way of how to use, I mean, we use whiteboard online now to do ideas, but we have started coming back to the office, obviously with protocol. I'm currently in my office right now. And we've seen there's been an increase now as well in creativity. So definitely, we are human after all, Dashan. We miss that human touch. We miss eating lunch together. So that has been the biggest challenge for all of us.
Yeah, and interesting to hear that from a workplace that already understands remote work to a great degree, and just such a reinforcement that human beings function optimally when they are actually in personal contact with each other as well. So that brings me to my next question, which is in adapting now to this idea that people need to still feel like they're in work and you're using whiteboard online as opposed to in the office. What kind of adjustments have you made? Apart from that, what kind of adjustments have you either been forced to make or chose to make because your team still need to function optimally?
So, I've been telling people, I feel like we're in a human experiment. I don't know if you remember that movie, Men in Black.
Yes.
And towards the end of the movie, you see Earth is in like a little bubble. And there's a little alien child playing with this bubble, and we are in that bubble. And that's how it feels to me. I feel like we're in an experiment.
Right.
The biggest human experiment. We're going through that right now. And if you drive into our offices here, there's a big signboard that says, welcome to the Nika Technology Group, where fun is compulsory.
Yeah.
And fun is a thread that we have through everything that we do here at Nika. Like the way we interact with our clients, we are known to be a very fun company. The way we send out our reports, the way we do our project plans, everything here must have is compulsory. It's almost a rule here. So we had to find ways in how to stimulate this fun at home. And we had to do we went and did the online gaming. We did things with kids as well, because we had to bring that element of fun remotely back into our business. Currently, what we're doing is we're running very fun competitions as well for the teams. Also remote, like show us your desk, that was a surprise. And some people have the artificial hair next desk and they pop it on when it's time for a Zoom call. It's really very, very funny. But that's what we're doing. But we are slowly coming back because the teams have been insisting that they want that human connection. And I'm very happy that we can start interacting again.
Yeah, I mean, that is really a fun part. And I think it comes more easily to you than to a lot of CEOs, if I might add. But you just reminded me now that when I work with my international clients, we often, because a lot of them are in snow right now. So, it gives me great pleasure to show them through the window what kind of, not now because it's been raining a lot, but the kind of sunny weather that we've experienced. So that's brilliant. So bringing the fun into your business culture is what you're saying, is what really helps everyone to keep connected in spite of the fact that everything is online and remote. Fantastic. That's really wonderful. I hope we can use that as a way to sort of preach that gospel to other businesses as well. So what are your thoughts about the future of managing employees in the IT sector?
What I'm finding is, I'm not saying performance management is dead, but it's dead in its traditional sense.
Yeah.
For instance, whereas before we could do a 12-month planning window, I mean, we literally need to plan every week because on Sunday we had no vaccines and on Monday we had vaccines.
Correct.
So things almost change on a daily basis. So I don't feel it's fair to hold my team to set unrealistic targets, especially financial targets on my team, and then hold them to it because you'd find that a corporate or even government have allocated budget to a specific project, an ITCT project, and then suddenly the money is channeled, especially now, to some COVID relief.
Absolutely.
So we cannot plan like we used to plan before. And I'm trying to separate performance management from a reward system because for me, it doesn't quite work here. The other thing we've done as well is we've actually moved away from too much individual reward systems and rather moved into a team rewarding system because we find that hold each other accountable. When they're doing, say, on a specific project, if somebody is slacking there, the other team members hold them accountable and pick them up without me having to get involved. So I like the team concept better because really, I feel as human beings, we are all connected, and therefore we rise together. That's why we have that as an acronym. We raise together, and we will get rewarded together, and we get the benefits of this company together. So I'm moving a little bit away from individual performance management more into a team-based one. I'm taking away financial because I also have discovered, I think we've overestimated the motivation of money and underestimated the motivation of growth currently. So I'm also shifting that a bit because I'm finding people are actually keener to have a conversation with me or one of the other team leaders and understand their growth and where they're going to go in the next year or so than get a double bonus because that's short-lived. So the motivations has changed as well significantly. Although we have done really good bonuses last year, it's more about how you feel in this company and how much you are valued. And that's what people are asking. Remembering that I'm the oldest person in my company, which is, I feel like the old woman here right now because I have millennials in my company.
Your business is made up of digital natives, right? It's millennials, centennials, people in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, and they're really not interested in the traditional performance management, and they're more interested in being able to come to work in shorts and maybe work through the night and sleep in the day and things like that. So we have a very, we need to have a very fluid way of doing these things. So it changes weekly, honestly, it does.
Yeah, and so what I'm hearing from that is there's a huge amount of flexibility and adaptability built into your managing of people and teams, and that you've adopted a more circular model where the group are responsible for each other's output versus the manager or the CEO or some person at the top. And that is so in line with what's happening in the world right now anyway. There's a huge shift from the traditional performance management systems into systems that are more adaptable. And I think in a way that COVID and the pandemic and the forcible remote work thing has really highlighted the fact that, number one, we're living in a time of complete disruption on all fronts. It used to be just digital disruption, right? But now it's health disruption, education disruption, political, everything. And I think we are almost kind of compelled to really think on our feet and how to create systems that allow us to think on our feet. So it's really wonderful that you've already started working with in your business with structures that accommodate that.
Yeah, and it's working very well.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah. Hopefully we can share this message with other companies of the same size as well, because I think size does matter in this sense. Yeah. It's a lot harder to do the flexible, adaptable with teams where there are 500 people in the company versus with teams that are sort of in your 10 to 50 team members realm. But, you know, that's what we're talking about is our networks, the groups that are like our businesses. How are they doing it? So thank you for that. That's really brilliant. My second last question, any further advice? If there's something you can give, like an insight, is there something you've read recently, something you're following that makes you go, I would like to try that, or I have tried something that really, really works that we haven't mentioned here before?
I think it's a tried and tested thing because, you know, I think as entrepreneurs, especially in the early days, you know, you go through the where you think you need to be building your business. You know, I need to build my business. I need to grow my network. I. But I've realized that actually I don't need to grow my business. My people need to grow my business. I just need to direct them and guide them, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm basically growing my people.
Ah, you know, that's brilliant.
The amount of investment I've made back into training and growth for them last year is actually, I think, incredible. Because I think typically businesses have been putting money aside so that they have something in the kitty for 2021. But I actually took all that money and I put it towards growth and training because they are the ones that are going to grow my business, not me.
Yeah.
More and more, what I'm doing is I'm reinvesting in them, and I'm stepping back and I'm just guiding. You know, I come in the morning now and I joke and I say, okay, which papers do I need to sign today? Because that's my job.
Yeah, because as the CEO, your role is vision creating, strategy building, and making sure the environment is conducive for the growth you want in the business, right?
Yes, exactly. I feel like all I'm responsible for is culture. That's my job.
I like that.
So
I like that.
So that's what I do. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. So I would rather invest in them because I feel they're going to grow my business. And if one of them decides to leave, that's okay. Because what I've also found is the ones that have left actually sing praises of our business wherever they're going. You know, it's never a waste. You know, it's never a waste to grow your people and to train.
So they're just going to another fountain and they may return to this one because it had such lovely waters to return to. So it's a good investment in your people. Yeah. So my final question, Yashmita, because I do need to let you go. You're a busy CEO with lots on your plate. Are you following any influencers at the moment? Is there anyone that you're particularly watching where you're saying that person really inspires me and I want to be like them when I grow up?
Actually, I love Brené Brown. She's my absolute favorite. And I've learned a lot from her about just being courageous. I have something up on my wall here because I was notorious for being the CEO that expected people to know what was going on in my head. So I would just give like a one-line instruction and expect like a beautiful project plan out of that because I had it all worked out in my head. But I've grown significantly listening to her podcast because there's something that she teaches which is very cool, and it says clear is kind. And that's kind of my guiding, like be very, very, very transparent and clear with your people. Even if things are going really badly, be transparent, be clear. And that builds trust. That's what's been happening now. So before where I would be very vague and so on, I'm much more clearer about my expectations from everybody. I'm much more clearer about what's going on in the business. And I'm seeing that people are kind of banding together to grow this business together. And I think that, I'm proud to say that we're one of those companies that's not only survived 2020, we actually thrived. We've hired more people now in January. I'm rearranging the offices, and we've already sitting on a few contracts. So we've really, really done really, really well.
That is fabulous. And I think on that note, Yashmita, I just really want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you
Mm,
for your friendship in business, and thank you for showing up for us today. I appreciate it, and I can't
thank
wait to
you.
share this with our audience as well. Have a
Thank you,
lovely
Dashan.
day further,
Thank you.
Yashmita.
Okay,
Cheers.
bye-bye.
Bye.